will serve for Michigan State. Received by the Huskies. And a big block by Susanna Kulig to start this one off. A force in front of the net, and Michigan State gets the first point. Ensley trying to send that one over. A block from Preston, but that one's gonna go out off her hand. Point to the Huskies, excuse me.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so far, so good. We're seeing Maddie Ensley initiate with a serve here.
Ensley with the serve. Yosia receives. Over to Anderson going for the kill. Block put up by the Huskies, but point goes to Michigan State. That one out off the hand of a Washington blocker. Taylor Preston serving for Michigan State. Preston with the serve. Huskies receive. A big block put up, but out off the hands of Michigan State. Point will go to Kirsten Barton.
Yeah, and for Barton, who's had 8 matches played and 7 starts, she's actually the most efficient player for Washington. 3.88 points per set and 101 kills.
Elise Hani with the serve received by Maya Bolton checking in for Michigan State. And Bishop's able to just push that one over. Point for Michigan State. Trying to get off to a bit of a hot start.
It's really nice what Bishop can offer you from the front of the net there, identifying that there's a weakness in the Washington back end, and that's something that I think for Coach Gabriel was being harped on, is can their back end defense work and communicate well for Washington here.
Huge dig there from Bishop. Bolton keeps it alive. Anderson just tapping that one over. Huskies looking to answer. Ball sent back off the hand of a Spartan. Point Washington.
Yeah, and Marin, I think that's an adjustment for Washington that they've been looking to make, is hitting high, making sure that they can either tool the block or have it spin all out of bounds and out of play. So that was a really nice swing there from Washington to even this one at 3.
Alexis Hari checking in for the Huskies. Received by Hold'em. Hold'em going in for the kill. Kept alive by Washington, sending it back over. Anderson keeps it up. Yosia over to Hold'em. Hold'em just tapping that one over, and a dig there from the Huskies. Bolton picking that one up as his rally goes back and forth. And right there, the kill. Bishop couldn't get down in time. Fletcher gets the kill for Washington, and back and forth we go.
Yeah, Keune Fletcher, 2.31 points per set, 111 kills, coming over from South Carolina, led them a year ago with 245 kills and hit 266.
Bishop sets up Hold'em for that one. Hold'em goes for the kill, and she'll get it right there. Taylor Hold'em answering right back, and a beautiful assist for Julia Bishop.
Yeah, and for Hold'em, that's important. Nebraska had the answer for her. She hit 0, 6 kills, 6 errors on nearly 20 swings. We will see here if she can keep that going, work it over the top of Washington's block.
Anderson serves, and an error on that one. It'll go out. Good eyes there from Lauren Bays to call that one out of bounds. Point to Washington.
And it'll be really important here, Marion, for Washington to survey the back end and ensure that they are not aced 9 times as they were against Michigan. So far, they've handled that challenge.
Barton with the serve. And an error there, back and forth. An error for each team, back to back. Michigan State will get the ball back on their side of the court. Taylor Hold'em to serve. With the serve received by Bays. Ensley looking to send that one over. Hold'em keeps it up. Bishop setting up Duzema, and what a block there from the Huskies to shut down Evie Duzema.
No, that was just massive. And it starts with the pass by Lauren Bays. She's somebody who they want to have in that blocking situation. Look at the way that Hunt and Ensley close the block together in the center of the floor. Highly executed.
Bays with the serve received by Hold'em. Yosia to Preston. Preston going for the kill and a dig from Bays. Bishop just tapping that one over. Bays dove down, couldn't get to it in time. Point Michigan State. Spartans keeping this one at deadlock with the Huskies 6-6 in the first set. Yosia to serve from Michigan State. Serve received by Bays. Huge block there from Kulig. Washington, what a valiant effort, but they could not keep that one alive. Michigan State pulls ahead.
Yeah, and Bays got it up, but that initial pass, the first contact was so tight into the net that Howry had to make the adjustment, and that eliminates two of your options from both the right and the left. The only thing they could run there was the middle.
You'll see with the serve received by Bays. Howry sending that one over. Dig from Kayla Foley. Taylor Hold'em sending that one over, but the Huskies send it right back. Bishop to Preston. Preston going for the kill. Washington keeps it alive to keep the rally going. Back to Hold'em. Bishop to Preston. Preston trying to tap that one over. Still on the Spartan side. Hold'em sending that one over. My goodness. Howry with a diving play to keep that ball alive. Back and forth. Preston to Bishop. Hold'em popping that one over. Howry setting up Ensley. Ensley going for the kill, and she will get it right there. My goodness, what an effort from both teams to keep that one alive.
No, certainly, and both of these teams are swinging with such vigor and intensity that it's making the setters do work. They're being pulled off the net. They're 2 foot close in tight to the net. And it's generating difficult passes that make it predictable. That, I suppose, will lead to longer rallies as we move along here.
Molly Wilson with the serve received by Foley. Preston goes for the kill and answers back. Taylor Preston gets her first kill of the night. The afternoon, excuse me.
That's right, and pay close attention here to how it was passed by Kayla Foley. She's playing only her second collegiate game. The first, as we're seeing her check out, was Nebraska Friday.
Bishop with that serve for Michigan State. Yosia, Bishop. Bishop over to Anderson, and Akasha Anderson gets the kill. Spartans looking to go on a little bit of a run. Bishop still serving. And that one, service error, point will go to Washington. Maddie Ensley to serve. Yosia receives. Bishop over to Anderson. And Anderson with another kill right there. Sending that one off the fingertips of the Washington blockers.
And so far here today, it's been Anderson who's back at the outside position. There was conversation around whether she would move to the right side, whether she would stay at the left on the outside, and she has held nothing back so far.
Preston, received by Bays. Just tapping that one over, Spartans keep it alive. Hold'em sending it back the other way. Wilson to Bays. And right there, going for the kill was Imani Bush. Point goes to Michigan State off the error.
Yeah, Imani Bush is second ranked on this Washington team in terms of kills with 163. Had shoulder surgery in the summer before last year and has really come out swinging here in this campaign.
Taylor Preston's serve was received by Barton. Kulig with a nice block there. Wilson back over to Barton. Yosia over to Bishop. Kulig just tapping that one over. A big dig there from Barton. Bush trying to send that one over, gets it into the net. Point goes to Michigan State this game today.
Certainly, and I think for Imani Bush, as we look at her game so far, she's tried to cut that shot in close to the net, going cross court with it. That's about the lowest percentage shot from the front row that you can have. So she's trying a difficult shot. It hasn't paid off yet, but I think one thing is for sure, Marin, she'll continue to work it.
Taylor Preston to serve for Michigan State, received by Bays. Wilson over to Barton. Hold'em keeps that one alive. Hold'em just trying to tap that one over. Couldn't quite get it over the net. The blockers from the Huskies doing a great job, and they'll end that scoring run for the Spartans.
Yeah, that was Elise Haney now, who is wearing 0 today, as opposed to the normal 19, who had the block solo there.
Receive that serve. And the point will go to Washington off the air. Serve once again. Honey to serve once again. Anderson looking for the kill. Kept alive. And over. Bolton couldn't get to it in time. Now the Huskies starting to go on a bit of a run.
No, and Marin, that's exactly what you would expect. And, you know, I wanted to take a minute to acknowledge that in Michigan State's back row with now Maya Bolton, there are a couple freshmen they're beginning to rotate. So the youth movement from Michigan State here.
A service error from Hani. The point will go back to the Spartans. Like you mentioned, seeing some freshmen coming in. Maya Bolton's been one that's come in and out of a lot of games, played very well for Michigan State. Kulig with the serve. Received by Hurd. Wilson over to Barton. Bishop sets up Anderson, and a huge block there from Barton. Denies Akasha Anderson.
No, that's exactly right, Marin, and I think this is a combo that we were looking forward to seeing both Zoria Hurd as well as Lauren Bays in the back row for Washington. This is their most elite passing combo. They both have 200 or more serve receptions this season.
Duzema going for the kill, kept alive by Hurd. Lucia with the dig. Over to Anderson. Anderson trying to tap that one over, and another block there up front from the Huskies. Now starting to catch back up to Michigan State, 13-13 in the first set.
Yeah, and the blocking unit for Washington making a big difference on this one. I think the narrative that we heard from head coach Gabriel of Washington is that could the back row connect to the front row? Today it has.
Bolton keeping that ball alive for Michigan State. Anderson looking for the kill, and if at first you don't succeed, try again. Akasha Anderson getting that point that she's been looking for up front. Anderson will now go back to serve. That was her 4th kill of the day. Received by Barton. Harry back to Barton. Huge block there from Hold'em and Duzema. That one will get through the Michigan State blockers, but they'll keep it alive from Yosia. Hold'em going for it. And right there, a huge block put up once again by Barton. Spartans couldn't get there in time.
No, they couldn't. And that set that we saw from Howry there, kind of swinging it into the first zone on the left side, looking to cross it, Michigan State had a difficulty in catching up to that one.
Barton with the serve. Hold'em receives. Bishop setting up Duzema. Barton keeps it alive. Huge dig there by Hold'em. Keep that one up. Duzema just with the block, trying to tap that one down, and we'll get the point for Michigan State.
Yeah, Marin, that was a really, really well-executed point defensively for Michigan State. You saw Washington and Howry working through the middle on the go to Julia Hunt, but Duzema was right there to terminate. And, geez, I mean, no fear in the front of the net there from Duzema.
Now, when Taylor Hold'em, who set her up, getting that dig to keep the ball alive, will now serve. Looks like an error called there, and the point will go to Michigan State. So Taylor Hold'em will get a service ace. Hold'em to serve once again. Received by Barton. Ensley trying to tip that one over. Yosia over to Preston. Preston just tapping that one. Duzema was down ready to get the ball back from the blockers. Preston sending it over. Foley with a dive to keep that ball alive for Michigan State. Hold'em will send it over. Received by Hari. Barton tries to send that one over. Duzema losing it for a second. Preston sending it over, and she will get the kill. What an effort from Michigan State to get a well-earned point.
Yeah, and we spoke to Coach Gabriel one day ago. She was amply clear that Washington offensively is working on their ability to create different shots to match Michigan State. That's where the Spartans have a chance here to extend.
Yosia just barely keeping that one alive. Preston's just gonna pop it over. Preston, and a huge block there from Fletcher. She went down while celebrating, but man, these Huskies have been a force blocking up on that front row.
There we saw Keon Fletcher's ability to really get on the net and sky for that block.
Bays with the serve, received by Hold'em. Bishop to Preston. Preston sending that one over. A diving dig for Barton. Bishop just sending that one over the net. Bays to Fletcher. Fletcher looking for the kill. Yosia pops it up. Bishop keeping it alive. Yosia to Hold'em. And Hold'em sends that one back, tipped off the hand of a Husky and out of bounds. Point will go to Michigan State, leading 18-15. It looks like Coach Gabriel will call a timeout, so we're gonna send it to a quick break. Michigan State leading 18-15 in the first set. You're watching volleyball on Big Ten Plus. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Nice receive there. And a huge block there put up by Michigan State. But it looks like an error on the net from the Huskies. Huskies' 5th of the day. And right there, Preston making an error on the net. So, excuse me, no. That point will go to Michigan State. Error made by Washington on the net. Michigan State now on a 3-0 scoring run. Yosia to serve, received by Bays. Wilson. Foley keeping that one alive. Just bumping it over was Yosia. Going in for the kill. Bush with a dig there. Bishop with a huge block. And this Spartan team is electrified, as that one just kind of trickling off the arms of a few Huskies. Get another look at that here.
No, Marin, that was just awesome. And you see it reflected in the passion that is represented by Michigan State. What a pass, though, from Nolani Yosia to get that thing going on the offensive side. She was trailing away flung it back with both hands right to that right side.
Yosea with the serve. Bays receives. And right there, Kulig and Bishop with the block. Kulig turns around, cool as a cucumber she is. Another block from that pair. Just a great job by the Spartans in front of the net.
And no, I mean, you talk as much as you can with the blocking system about closing it and basically going fingers to fingers. They did it there.
Wilson to Bush. Bush just sending that one over. The dig from Bishop. Preston taps the ball over the net. Yosea keeping that one alive with her body, sending it all the way back over. Kulig tapping down the other side. Bishop trying to punch that one over, but will be called on the net. Point will go to Washington and Michigan State's 5-0 scoring run, but the Spartans still leading 22-16.
No, it definitely has not been a clean game, Marin. We've seen attack errors. We've seen errors trafficked at the pins in the net front.
Preston going for the killer right there. Taylor Preston. She gets her 4th kill of the day. 23-16. Spartans looking to finish out set 1 strong. Julia Bishop back to serve for Michigan State.
Yeah, Bishop just went 3 tempo there, pin to pin. That was a special set from her.
Bishop with a dig there. Yosea racing back, keeps the ball alive. Preston sending it over the net. Bays. And right there, looking for the kill was Elise Hani, and she would get it. That ball soaring over the head of Maya Bolton.
Yeah, Haney got it done, but it was Audra Wilmus, all the way from the mean streets of West Linn, Oregon, who put Michigan State way out of system, with Nalani Yosea having to retreat for that one.
Wilmus serve, Yosea with receiving. Kulig goes for the kill right there. And Michigan State takes it to set point with a beautiful kill from Zuzana Kulig.
Gosh, I mean, the one number, Marin, that screams to me is that Washington is hitting 0 in this first set. 7 kills, 7 errors. Michigan State been able to push in front based off that.
This crowd on their feet. Preston serves, Bays receives. And a huge dig there from Bishop to keep that ball alive. Huskies going down with that fight. Anderson trying to send that in. Anderson will finish the set. Michigan State takes set 1, 25-17. Brian,
Maya, who plays volleyball at Marshall right now, so, I mean, wow. She has impacted in so many ways as a freshman.
Zoria Hurd with a service error there, so the first point will go to Michigan State, and Taylor Preston will head back to take the first serve for the Spartans in this second set. Bays receives. And a little trickery there from the Huskies, trying to keep that one alive. Wessels and Barton. But the point will go to Michigan State. Looks like there's some conversation, though. The Huskies are saying that that's their point. Wilson not too happy right now. They're adamant saying that that one was their point, but they're gonna have to shake it off and go back. They're saying that point will stay with Michigan State.
Yeah, and it was Amani Bush there who was kind of consoling her team, saying, hey, we're still in this. But that started, Marin, from Lauren Bays passing it way in tight to the net once more.
Right there, Bush going for the kill. Off the hands of Bishop and sailing over our heads, Brian, and into the crowd. It's a good catch by the fan behind us to get that ball.
No, and that, Marin, was a perfect, perfect pass. I mean, Bays went from being in tight right on the net front to pulling her off a little bit and letting the setter work and have options.
Katie Wessels with the service error for Washington. That's 2 service errors already early in this second set. The Spartans leading 3-1. Kulig back to serve. Hurd receives. Barton looking for the kill there. Bolton keeps it up. Hurd with a nice dig there. Barton just tapping that one over. Duzema, Bishop, over to Anderson. Anderson looking for the kill, and Hurd in that back row keeping alive once again. Bush going for the kill. Bishop keeps it up. Bolton over to Hold'em. The block was put up, but out off the hands of the Huskies. Point Michigan State.
Wow. Wow is about all I have to muster up on that one, Marin. Really good by Washington with Hurd and Bays again finding ways to get the ball up, but for Michigan State, just continuing to work, transitioning really nicely and terminating.
Kulig sends that one, just bouncing over the top of the net. Hunt couldn't get there in time. Point will stay Michigan State. Kulig will head back once again to serve.
And anytime, Marin, that it hits the top of the tape, especially the way that it's already spinning off the hand of Kulig, makes it nearly impossible to go and get underneath that net.
Kulig with the serve. Barton over to Hunt. Hunt couldn't get that one across. Nice block put up by the Spartans. Barton gets the kill there. But going back to that last service ace for Michigan State, 2 service aces already in this game. None yet for the Huskies, and that's really what got them in their matchup against Michigan.
No, that's right. And I get the feeling, Marin, that that was something they worked on over their practice times the last couple days here in East Lansing.
Alexis Hari to serve. Anderson just tapping that one over. A nice dig there by Bays, but she couldn't get enough height on that ball to send it back over the net. Michigan State gets the point.
No, and it's hard to cover so much ground. I mean, Michigan State utilizing their shot creating to put it in each quadrant of the floor. Washington struggling to keep control over that flow.
The ball just kind of punched over by Hunt. Anderson couldn't get to the court in time. Point will go to the Huskies. Kind of a tricky little play there from Hunt. Just literally taking a fist and punching that one over onto the Michigan State side.
And you could tell, Marin, Hunt and Howry were laughing about it. They were having a grand old time, acknowledging that that thing was out of the ordinary, not typically what we see.
Barton with the serve, received by Bolton. And a huge kill there from Taylor Hold'em off the hands of a Husky.
I've noticed, Marin, the emphasis for Michigan State in practice the recent weeks has been hitting high hands, having it float off the top of the block and out of play, making it difficult to go and collect just by way of how quickly it's moving. That was a perfectly done high hand swing.
Hunt trying to punch that one over once again. Michigan State blockers were ready for it. Preston sending that one over, kept alive by Ensley. Just tapped over, Bishop with the dig. Yosia to Preston. Preston sends it over, Barton keeps it up. Taylor Foley keeping it alive, sent over to Taylor Hold'em. And Barton in the back row, keeping that ball up. Ensley just gonna open palm, hit that one over the net. Back over to Preston. Preston going for the kill and off the hands of the Huskies once again. And Taylor, Brian, is fall break, so most students not on campus, but we're still here.
That's right. That we are. And in charge of this one, Michigan State and Washington, welcoming in the Pac-12, the ex-Pac-12 schools.
So we are getting ready now to get out of this timeout by Washington. Going to talk over some things. They're still behind in this one, 8-3, gonna be tight. And again, in that first one, it was a lot of back and forth in the early sets, but so far it's been all Michigan State. In this second set, they are feeling the energy. It's Taylor Hold'em to serve. Barton receives. Ensley just tapping that one over the net. Taylor Hold'em going for a dominating kill, but an even more dominating block from Hunt. That point will go toward the Huskies. I believe that was Audra Wilmus who got the block there. Bay sends it over, received by Hold'em. Preston just tapping that one over, and a nice dig from the Huskies. Ensley trying to send that one over, and the Spartans send it right back. Point goes to Michigan State.
Yeah, and they're off the serve, Marin. Immediately, you're in a situation where Hold'em is receiving your best back row passer, and that leads to good things for Michigan State once more.
Nalani Osea to serve for the Spartans. Received by Barton. Wilmus sending for that one over, and what a kill from Audra Wilmus.
Gosh, you know, one anecdote, Marin, is in Seattle at SeaTac Airport, okay? Boeing Airlines is headquartered in Seattle. Audra Wilmus certainly took off. That was like a 737 out of nowhere using that runway.
Didn't know where you're going with that one, Brian, but man, I enjoyed the journey. Spartan keeps that one alive. Bays. Ensley trying to tap that one over. Foley diving to the ground, kept that one alive for Michigan State. Ensley sending it over again. Yosia makes a diving dig. Sends over to Preston. Bays goes down. Keep that ball up. Bush sending that one, and Yosia got the dig, but sent that one out of bounds. Shakes that one off, says it's okay. Spartans reset, but the point will go to Washington. Barton. And Yosia, once again, just couldn't quite keep that one. Looked like it went off her forearm, a bit more than her wrist than she wanted it to. Out of bounds, it's another one that she's just gonna shake off, say it's okay. Looks like Leah Johnson will call a bit of a timeout.
Excited to reunite.
Will be a very good reunion indeed for those two head coaches, as Michigan State answers back with the point right there. Another one that it looks like player, oh, nope, Bush seemed to have, something came off. Sending that one over to her bench real quick. Julia Bishop goes back to serve.
And Bishop, a deceptively good server with the float and the motion she puts on.
Received by Bays. Ensley sending that one over. Holden with the dig, sending it all the way on the other side of the net. Bush going for the kill. Yosia tumbling, she couldn't get there in time. Point for the Huskies.
No, and that was really nice. I mean, look at the way it's set up here on the outside and evading the double block, cutting that thing all the way. For the righty, it's an easier swing to make from that left side as you're going cross court. You favor that angle.
With the serve received by Yosia. Preston going for the kill. The block put up by Barton and Wessels. Washington trying to come back in this one. Now a 1-point game in 1-point set in this second set, 10-9.
And Marin, we're going blow for blow at the net front. These two teams, Washington back to their blocking ways from earlier this year.
And another block right there. These Huskies are electrified, shutting down Taylor Preston on that one.
And it seems to me, Marin, that it took a second for Washington to read and react to the different types of shots they were seeing in the Big Ten. But now it's here, their number blocking-wise, very high.
And with the serve received by Anderson. Bishop setting up Anderson to try and tap that one over. Block put up by Barton. Spartans still with the ball. Another block put up there. Spartans keeping it alive. Rush, Hold'em with a great dig there. Michigan State sends it over the net. Wessel's just punching that one over. And the Spartans just tap it over. And they'll get that point. Leave that one going to Taylor Preston.
Bishop, so crafty, so crafty. I mean, look at the way that she looks for Kulig and then says, wait a second, look at what I see in the campfire, that region of that defense where there's no one to be found. Bishop, so versatile, tied a career high in blocks today, has an opportunity to create a couple kills, and wow, imparting her way on this game in multiple different ways.
Bishop's third kill, just sweeping that one over. But Kirsten Barton answering right back, gets her 5th of the day.
No, and the key for Barton, Marin, is that she hasn't erred yet. She's hitting 286, and one of the few in terms of, well, actually, she is the only one who's taken double-digit swings and not erred to this point.
Hold'em setting that foul over. Diving play made by Wilson. Spartans keep it alive. Hold'em sending that one over, but it goes out. Point will go to Washington, and they will take the lead 12-11 in this second set.
Yeah, Marin, and Washington defensively gave up that line, right? That cross-court swing, not easy to do. Hold'em had a look at it, but just a fraction out there.
Bishop sets up Hold'em, taps that one over. Wilson to Hurd. Barton looking for the kill. Bolton keeps it alive, but Yosia, that one got sent in the wrong direction of what Bolton wanted. Yosia couldn't get back in time, so point goes to Washington.
That back row, and particularly the line back there, is something that Nebraska worked very, very well at, generating offense against Michigan State. Hadn't been the case for Washington today, but wow, if they can keep hitting that shot.
And right there, Wessels with a service ace. Huskies first of the day. And Michigan State's gonna call another timeout as Washington is now on a
4-0. That means 10 times, Marin, they were in double-digit blocks. Since then, they've played 4 games and only had double-digit blocks once. So it's a really good look for them to get back in rhythm there. Nolani Yosia leading digs again for this Michigan State team. Not surprising, but Bishop finding yet another way. She's second in digs with 7 to contribute.
Bolton sending that one back. Yosia couldn't get there in time once again. Spartans shake that one off. Point will go to Washington. Wessels heading back to serve.
Yeah, and that was a really, really nice place serve between the 1 zone and the 6 zone in the back there.
Bolton receives that. Bishop over to Anderson. Bolton from the ground keeping it alive. And that one out off the hands of the Huskies. Point will go to Michigan State, ending that 5-0 scoring run for Washington.
Finesse shot, no doubt, from Akasha Anderson, and it's rare, Marin, that a shot such as that will get by Zoria Hurd. She had 523 digs at Texas A&M Corpus Christi over 2 years.
Kulik with that serve received by Barton. Barton now going for the kill, and right there, Kirsten Barton, 7 kills on the day, hitting at 400. She has been a force to be reckoned with for these Spartans, and she's not slowing down.
No, and a side note on Barton is that her mother was a standout sprinter who competed in the Olympic trials in the 400 hurdles.
The service ace right there. So now 2 service aces for the Huskies. That one going to Alexis Hari as Bolton couldn't receive that one.
Come on, it's volleyball, dig it!
Hari with the serve. And another service ace for Alexis Hari.
Yeah, and Marin, as we're talking about Howry coming over from Silverton, Oregon, had won Player of the Year in the state of Oregon twice, played for NPJ Forefront.
And right there, so 2 service aces, but then a service error shuts down Alexis Hari on that run. Michigan State with the point. Karolina Staniszewska just subbing in for the Spartans. Anderson back to serve. Barton receives. Kept alive, Yosia calls for it. Hold'em sending that one over, kept alive by Bays. Wilmus just tapping that one over. Anderson going for the kill, and that one off the hands of Alexis Hari, and Kasha Anderson gets the point there.
Gosh, I mean, cash money. Look at the way that Duzema throws off the block of Washington, puts up that she's going to take a go ball, then it's back to Anderson.
Wilmus just tapping that one over. Yosia couldn't get there in time to make the dig. Point goes back to Washington. Just a beautifully placed ball there.
And your goal, Marin, when you're blocking is to jump straight up and down. You can even look at a camera and trace it with a pen, but that time Duzema drifted over. That led to it escaping through the block.
Anderson looking for the kill, kept up by Bays. Ensley just tapping that one over. Yosia setting up Hold'em, but that one goes just out. So stays with the Huskies.
And is reconfirmed here. Take a look. It's Bishop who initiates. From the back row, it skips off the net there. It does not seem as though Ensley touched it. We see it hit the tape, and it just drifts by the left arm there of Ensley. Close. Nothing doing there for Michigan State.
Barton with the serve, received by Stanishevska. Hold'em sends that one over. Barton keeps it up. And Hunt right there going for the kill, and she will get it. Julia Hunt with her second kill of the day. Makes it 21-14 in set number 2.
And Marin, it's interesting to me. It's a wonder that we're seeing Karolina Stanishevska in this one again, but she's somebody who can offer you great passing as well.
As Stanishevska goes back there to keep that ball alive. Yosia gonna send that one up and over the net. Right there, Wilmus looking for the kill as that ball comes over, and Julia Bishop runs into our table, but she keeps the ball alive. So what an effort there by Bishop, with the kill right there from the Huskies.
And by the way, I think she said thank you to us for holding up the table as she was getting back into the play. That's something that Bishop has been known for, is making, gestures and having conversation with us in game. Really cool that she finds a way to stay engaged while acknowledging the external environment.
We do what we can. Over here is that point and going toward Washington, but right there, a service error, so Michigan State will get the point. Just trying to stay alive, ending that scoring run for the Huskies. Washington still leading 22-14.
And here we're seeing a really unique situation, Marin, because when you're trying to serve with vigor, you want to serve at a 1-to-1 ratio. Both teams are doing just about that.
Block put up there by Ensley. Still on Spartan side. Preston sending it over. Dig made by Haudry. Ensley sending it over. Dig from Yosia. Hunt just tapping that one over. Foley couldn't get there in time. Point to the Huskies.
And then immediately there, as we see Hunt win the joust at the net front, Bishop tried, but just 1 second behind. Hunt's reward is to sub out and take a breather.
Base with the serve, received by Duzema. Preston going for the kill. And that one off the hand of a Husky. Point goes to Michigan State. A point at a time, the Spartans trying to claw back into this one. They had the lead earlier in the set. And then the Huskies tied it up, and it has been all Washington since. Yosia received by Barton. Ensley looking for the kill. And keeps it alive. Bishop over to Preston, just taps that one over. Ensley. Wilmus going for the tap. Big block put up there by Michigan State. Ensley sending that one. Dig from Hold'em. Spartans just tapped that one over and it stays in bounds. Point stays with Michigan State.
Yeah, Kulig there hit a throw, and it's amazing to me, Marin, that both her and Bishop were on time and on target right through the middle. She had looked and glanced over to see that in this left back there would be open space. There was, and she exploited that weakness.
Bishop's 16th assist of the day. Ensley looking for the kill, and right there, Maddie Ensley. What a hit from her to get the kill and make it set point.
And she just went, Marin, from a negative hitting number to back at even 0. 3 kills, 3 errors. I think that might be the jump start that she needs to continue on for Washington here today.
Molly Wilson a serve for Washington. Yosia to Bishop. And right there, Michigan State staying alive and getting the kill.
Staying alive is right, Marin. The bench reaction has been really good from Michigan State. The energy is there, keeping them in this one, down 6. But Bishop serving, she's gone on runs before.
Bishop serve received by Bays. Enzo looking for the kill, kept alive, and Spartans diving to keep that one up, but the Huskies will take set number 2, and Hunt with 4 as Bishop will have the first serve in this 3rd set. Yosia with a sliding dig there. Preston just popping that one over. Wilson, block put up by Kulig. Still on the Husky side. That one going through the Michigan State blockers, but kept alive by Hold'em. Hold'em just tapping that one over the net. And another dig for Yosia. Bishop sets up Preston. These teams still going. Barton, a miscommunication there, and she just couldn't get to it in time as Wilson was on the ground in front of her. Point will go to Michigan State.
Yeah, and it looked here like Washington had a chance, but Yosia laying a pancake out there. I mean, shoot, it's Sunday afternoon. Let's head over to IHOP because that thing was just flatly done on the floor, highly executed by Yosia.
Wilson over to Ensley. And Maddie Ensley staying hot, her 5th kill. We'll get another look at that here.
Yeah, Wilson's been on time and target with her setting ability to either pin so far.
Kulig just able to get that one over the net. Good eyes there from Preston, seeing that ball going out. Point to Michigan State.
And Marin, the hitting numbers are right about even. I mean, 27 kills for Michigan State, 24 for Washington, 169 to 159 in terms of percentage. It's about even, and that's what we've seen here.
Taylor Preston received by Bays. And that one getting past Preston, she couldn't make the dig. Point will go to Washington.
Yeah, and what a swing by Wessels, right? That worked to their advantage where it was a pass in tight to the net, but it was such. Michigan State blocking mistimed the jumps. Wilson just had a way to sling it back, and it was a good swing.
And Katie Wessels right there gets the service ace. So Michigan State thought that one was heading out of bounds. Wessels serve once again. That was her 3rd service ace in this one. Fully receives. Bishop setting up Kulig. And Susanna Kulig sending that one into the earth. Gets a point for Michigan State.
And gosh, I mean, a one tempo on the right side inside the pin. That was arguably the bread and butter for Susanna Kulig, who once again, Marin, is without an error here today.
Kulig serve received by Barton. Bush just tapping that one over the net. Bishop setting up Duzema. Hayes keeps that one up. Spartans calling that one out. Anderson full of excitement there as that point will go to Michigan State. Hurd sends that one out. Diving for it was Bays. She couldn't keep it in, sent that one up into the stands. Point to Michigan State.
Yeah, and that's a rare miss on a pass there, Marin, from Zoria Hurd. I mean, the first contact for Washington, crucial there, but credit where credit's due. Michigan State putting that in between zone 5 and 6, a really tough seam to guard there.
Susanna Kulik with the serve, and Anderson going for the kill. Anderson gets her 9th kill of the day, and boy, oh boy, what a hit that was.
And Marin, so far on this service run, Zuzana Kulig has placed them very well. That's the first overpass we've seen from Julia Hunt today. And who else but being able to terminate at the net front the Michigan State block.
That one goes out off the hands of the Spartans. Point goes to the Huskies. Alexis Hari to serve. Duzema going for the kill. Hari keeps it alive. Hold'em to Bishop. Bishop sets Hold'em back up. Hold'em going for the kill. Hurd. Bishop. Yosia setting up Anderson. Anderson looking for the kill. Kept alive by Hari. Hold'em right behind the blockers. Anderson looking for the kill. That one just off the hands of Alexis Hari, and point Michigan State.
Yeah, I think there it's worth mentioning that both Julia Bishop as well as Nilani Yosia and even Taylor Hold'em were using the different contacts to throw it high, almost into the scoreboard. Michigan State was able to recycle, recollect, and then put it away.
Anderson with the serve. Foley keeps it alive. Hold'em just tapping that one over. And Barton looking for the kill there. Kirsten Barton, her 9th kill. Kirsten Barton serving for the Huskies. Some opera coming from the Michigan State bench, if you could hear that over the air. Trying to distract the server for the Huskies. And it looks like a net error there. And Michigan State will get the point.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck that was, Marin, but that was a really interesting situation where Michigan State was in with Kayla Foley seeing the first touch defensively. She put that on time and on target, and it worked out.
Hold'em with the serve. Bishop over to Preston, and Taylor Preston just keeping that one in.
And with that, Michigan State climbing back to right around 200. You see Bishop using all of the room she has. Preston climbs the ladder over the double block and puts it down.
Yosia to Bishop. Bishop setting up Preston. Preston going for the kill, and Bays couldn't keep that one in. Point Michigan State as the Spartans going on a run, leading 10-5.
And Preston went line the chance before, then she goes cross to the opposing line. Wow, 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 wow. And here we have it, Michigan State 10-5. It's been pretty good in that way. Hitting over 400 is just a delight for Michigan State and Coach Johnson here today.
Taylor Hold'em to serve for the Spartans. Received by Barton. Hari sending that one over, and it will go out. The kill going from Wilmus. So Michigan State continuing the scoring run. Hold'em still back to serve. That one in service error for Taylor Hold'em will end that Spartan scoring run. Point goes to the Huskies.
Yeah, Marin, we talked about earlier just briefly, but want to touch on it again. Michigan State equaling in service errors and aces. That shows that they're aggressive, but not dying by the serve here today.
Bishop over to Duzema. Duzema blocked, but keeps that ball up. Preston trying to tap it over. Blocked once again, still on the Spartan side. Hold'em further back, going for the kill, and a great block put up there by the Huskies to get the point.
Yeah, Preston is so elite from the back row that, or excuse me, rather, that was my apologies. Hold'em is so elite from the back row that we've become accustomed to seeing her put that away.
Preston, hard hit ball, but just a little too hard as that one out of bounds. Ball stays with the Huskies. Washington now in a scoring run, serve from Bays, received by Hold'em. Preston just tapping that one over. Michigan State trying to get that block still on their side. Duzema looking to punch it over. And that one going out off the hands of the Huskies. Point, Michigan State.
Yeah, and that was a close one. I mean, if you are apportioned so that your arms are held high, your hands are up there elevated back into the court, that probably works for Washington. Duzema finally collects a slide.
And was just tapping that one over. Bishop's there. Yosia setting up Preston. The block put up by the Huskies. And they'll get the point. Molly Wilson checking in, going back to serve. So the serve received by Bolton. Kulig going for the kill, and Zuzana Kulig right there. Sends the ball right back to Michigan State's side.
Kulig now, Marin, hitting .714 on the day. 5 kills on 7 total attempts. Also has 2 aces. It's been a very well-rounded game.
And good eyes there from Lauren Bays to watch that one go out. Get the point for the Huskies. Maddie Ensley goes back to serve. Anderson receives. Hold'em calls for it. Setting up Anderson. Anderson going for the kill. But that one out of bounds. Point, Washington.
Yeah, good look by her in terms of Anderson. We've seen it a few times where you go cross court with it and you just miss the line by a few feet right there.
Preston received the serve from Ensley. Kulig going for the kill. Kept alive by Bays. Wilson setting that one up to the front line, and that one, Anderson got her there in the face a bit, I think. Couldn't make the dig. Point, Washington.
No, and that's so difficult to react to, Marin. I mean, that thing is hauling right at your face. And if you're Anderson, you just have to decide in that split second, do you underhand pass it off the platform, or do you find a way to use your hands to push it forward and get it onto the net front? Clearly, there was the wrong choice made by her, and together and so on.
Ensley with the serve received by Preston. Bishop over to Anderson. Blocked by the Huskies, but Spartans keep it alive. As Anderson's able to have that one just trickling over the top of the net, and it lands on the court, the kill. So we'll take another look at that. Just trickled on the net, and I believe that was Barton diving down for it, just couldn't get there in time. Bit too slow of a reaction there from Barton. Now fully serving for the Spartans. Nice dig there from Yosia. Hold'em sending that one over the net. Bird sending up to front line, and what a block put up by Anderson and Kulig to get the Spartans the point.
Yeah, and shout out Nalani Yosia for finding a way to keep that first touch in the court. And there it gives way to Anderson standing tall.
But there, a service error from Foley. Point goes to the Huskies. Wessels going back to serve. So the serve, Yosia. Bishop sets up Hold'em. Hold'em just tapping that one over. That one getting through the block of the Spartans and finding the court. Point will stay with Washington.
Yeah, there, Marin, it was an example of Michigan State giving up the line. Bishop was not turned into the court center, but working against it. And with that being said, when there's such a hard swing on a line shot, your platform has to be just immaculate. And that time for Bishop, it was not.
Also with the serve, Yosia receives. Bishop over to Anderson, looking for the kill off the hand of a Husky. Michigan State point. Set 3 tied 15-15.
Gosh, that was a rip. I mean, look, that time she utilized a high-in compact arm swing and plays so well.
Look with the serve received by Barton. Bush sending that one over, just tipped off the hand of Bishop and out. Point goes to Washington.
It's tough, Marin, whenever it begins to spin there. It's a difficulty to try and keep it up. You have to predict in that instant where it's going to get to if you're the volleyball. And that made it tough. The block touch that hit it partially.
Looks like a bit of stoppage for a second. The official over at the scoring table. Some players on the court waiting to see what the holdup is. We're not too sure. This crowd trying to stay amped up. So still some conversation. Alexis Hari back for the Huskies, waiting to serve. Coach is taking some time, using the stoppage to talk with their team a little bit. Some conversation over with Coach Gabriel. And it looks like we will be able to resume play. Not too sure what that was, but game is back and Hari will serve. Yosia to Bishop. Bishop setting up Anderson. Anderson just taps that one over. Bishop with the dig. Yosia back to Anderson. Anderson just kind of lost that one on her fingertips going into the net. Point will go to the Huskies.
Yeah, Marin, I agree with you. That was a hard stoppage to kind of diagnose and understand what was going on before us. But importantly for Washington, let's see if they can go on a service run with Hari here.
Hari serve received by Foley. Anderson sending it over. That one out of bounds. Point to the Huskies. Washington leading 17-16. And with the Huskies start 5 each. Anderson, Barton, and Preston have really controlled offensively for their teams, coming up in big moments. And I think if you're either Coach Gabriel or Coach Johnson, you want a few more players contributing in those kills. So both teams had a chance to regroup. Carter will head back to serve once again for the Huskies. Bishop sets up Duzema, and that one, a huge block put up by Hunt. Duzema couldn't keep hold of it. The Spartans take a moment to regroup. Point goes to the Huskies.
Yeah, and it felt like Washington there was due for a big-time block. Hunt didn't have to move off of her spot to collect that one.
Bishop setting up Hold'em, going for the kill. Bays keeps it alive. Now Wilmus in the block put up. The Spartans return the favor. Hold'em and Duzema get the point back for Michigan State.
Yeah, I love the response from Michigan State. I mean, you think about for Duzema, she had just been stuffed at the net front by Hunt and then turns right around and has something waiting for the Huskies.
Maya Bolton checking in. Serves this one for Michigan State. Service error there, that one out of bounds. Huskies will get the point. Barton heading back to serve.
And right here, Marin, is where you make or break from the service line. In that particular instance, it was broken, just getting slightly too aggressive for the situation.
Bolton receives serve. Bishop over to Hold'em, looking for the kill. Barton keeps it alive. Ball heads over. Yosia. Bishop over to Hold'em. Hari keeps it up. Wilmus over to Ensley, looking for the kill, and a dig from Yosia. Hold'em looking for the kill, and that one just out of bounds. Point to the Huskies.
Yeah, Washington has really stayed with it today. I think, you know, at times, both teams have done things that have worked. At times, they've struggled a little bit in respective areas, but it is no surprise after our meeting with Coach Gabriel one day ago that we are seeing Washington hang in there, continue to fight through these adverse moments, and now they have the lead.
Barton received by Bolton. Milo Kerr checking in for Michigan State. She tapped that one over, going for the block there. That one over the heads of Bolton. Yosia diving to try to make that dig. The point will go to the Huskies, leading set 3, 21-17. Take another look at that there. Bolton couldn't get it. Yosia trying to back her up. Couldn't make it in time. Kirsten Barton. Serve once again. Received by Foley. Hold'em going for the kill. Barton keeps it alive. That one got past the block of Michigan State and past Yosia. Point to the Huskies on another scoring run, trying to finish out set number 3.
No, and watch this. It's practically an interpretive dance at the net front performed by Howry to dig that out and let Ensley have a in-system swing. Then she puts it down.
Bolton receives. Bishop, Hold'em just trying to go tap that one over. That ball kind of at an awkward position right on the top of the net. Point stays with the Huskies.
Yeah, and that was a joust that's won by Audra Wilmus. That's one part of her game that's underrated, I would say. Was in the Pac-12, and now it will be in the Big Ten. But she can win at the net front.
I'm going to send that one over. Bays setting up Ensley. Ensley going for the kill. Out of bounds. Point, Michigan State. Michigan State now in another scenario where they really have to fight to get back in the set. Washington leading 23-18. Spartans gonna look to go on a bit of a run. We'll see what they can do.
Yeah, and that was one, Marin, where they were just a skosh off of evading real trouble if it got to set point at 24.
Yosia with the dig. Preston. Barton keeps it alive. And that one out of bounds off the hands of the Spartans. Washington has brought it to set point.
Marin, it's been really unique to watch how Ensley can transition from the offensive side to the defensive side and then catch a ball like that in stride at the high point. She has so much area to work over there, and she's made it happen.
Base serve received by Bolton. Hold them to Preston. She'll bump that one over. Block put up by Preston and O'Kerr, but they lose it, and Washington will take set number 3. We'll look to close it out in the 4th, leading that one 25-18. Michigan State gonna try to stay alive and still looking for that first Big Ten win. We're gonna send it to a quick break before going to set number 4. Don't go anywhere, you're watching volleyball on Big Ten Plus.
I think Maddie Ensley, Marin, has the most quiet 34 attacks of the ball that I've ever seen. I mean, it's one of those where you go, 34? Is she really at that number? But that just shows how they continue to understand where she is on the floor, and they are catching her, whether it's Pickett, whether it's Howry or Wilson, they both are pinpointing her as the one to go through as the offense is initiated for Washington. So I don't think that will change anytime soon, Marin, nor I don't think it should.
Ensley waiting for the all clear. She gets it to start off set number 4. Received by Hold'em. Bishop setting up Preston. Preston going for the kill, and Barton couldn't get that one off, and Michigan State with the first point in set number 4.
I mean, for Preston, that's, you know, you're hovering around the 200 mark. You're lower than where you have been at, but that's just a really, really nice play by her.
Yosia to serve. Received by Hurd. Barton looking for the kill. Dug up by Hold'em. Nice dig there from Bays. And a huge block put up there by Barton and Wessels, but the Spartans keep it alive. Barton right there, tipped off the hands of Bishop and out of bounds. Point, Washington.
Yeah, it was Bishop who was looking to close that line off, but just behind it once more. And that's really difficult to do. You wonder, Marin, about whether you want to get all the way into the pin or leave a little bit of room. There was too much room on that one.
Hold'em keeping alive for Michigan State. Hurd in the back row, sends it up. And right there, the point for Imani Bush. Wessels going back to serve.
Bush is also somebody who, for all intents and purposes, has been relatively quiet. But that was a perfect set from Wilson to Bush there.
Joust at the net there. Team still fighting, and Bush winning that battle. Ball bouncing around a few fingertips. And Imani Bush had the final say in that one. Katie Wessels still serving. Hold'em receives. Bishop back to Hold'em, looking for the kill. As that ball's coming out, nice catch, Brian. As that ball came all the way over to us here at the table, and Michigan State will get the point.
Wow, I think that might have been the highlight of my athletic career, holistically. That was cool. But with that being said, it gets back into a situation where Bishop has the serve, and look at the float she puts on it.
Right there, Bush just sent that one over the net. Going around a few Spartans, but they couldn't dig it up, and the point will go back to Washington.
Yeah, Washington starting strong here, but Marin, I think we have to do a welfare check on my suit jacket. I'm pretty sure I ripped the underside there as I was reaching up to go and get that one.
A real sacrifice there. Bays, that one up. Over to Barton, going for the kill. Bishop is able to receive that one, but it gets sent back into the stands behind the Spartans.
Yeah, Barton had the opportunity to go directly at Bishop. She doesn't, though. She kind of draws it in. It looks like it may head at Hold'em. It goes back to the left side, to the back left. Bishop platform just disorganized enough to miss that passing opportunity.
Alexis Hari received by Preston. Bishop, Hold'em just tapping that one over. Barton, Hari, Wilmison, what a dig by Julia Bishop. Barton saying it over in the block, put up by the Spartans. Kulig and Preston, point will go to Michigan State. It looks like a timeout will be called by the Spartans, but get another look at that dig from Julia Bishop, and then the block put up by Kulig.
It was tooled, though, because it got out of bounds. Bishop doing what she does, right? I mean, we talked about it in the open that we didn't necessarily get to share, but with that being said, you know, Bishop has been on top of things and continues to assert herself in the 5-1 for Michigan State.
Hari with a dig there. Bays over to Barton. See, keeps that ball up. Bishop, and right there, the Spartans will get the kill. Anderson back in for Michigan State. She'll get that one just in the corner.
Yeah, and watch her range over. She makes the adjustment, gets on the floor, but Anderson hit it with such pace that there was nothing doing there in the back end.
Preston serve received by Bays. Barton looking to send that over in the block right there for Michigan State. Spartans now going on the run. Kulig with the block. Her 6th of the day.
Yeah, you just mentioned it, Marin. That's so important. She's really found something. She really has, and is coming on strong for Michigan State here as we go further in Big Ten play.
Hunt looking for the kill. Hard hit ball. And right there, the block put up by Hunt, and Wilmus will get the Huskies the point.
Yeah, it was a really nice dig by Bishop to keep that thing up. But then we talked a few different times about the ability to close that double block, go shoulder to shoulder. They did right there. Zero room to work for Akasha Anderson. So well done, and that's just highly trained and repped out by Washington. Wilmus there as well as Hunt.
Barton serving for the Huskies. Received by Hold'em. Bishop back over to Hold'em. Hold'em looking for the kill. Kept alive. Ensley. Nice dig there from Foley. But an error on the Spartans will give the point to the Huskies.
Marin, a few times that's been a concern of mine watching from where we're positioned underneath the scoreboard is, does a pass head up there to the bottom of that orifice? And you know what? It did that time off of Foley. That means the point's dead immediately.
Ensley set up. Lightly taps that ball over. Anderson looking for the kill, and off the hand of Ensley, she will get it. Kasha Anderson with her 15th. Remaining the game's kill leader. And the assist there credited to who else but Julia Bishop at 30 now. She's on a bit of a watch. 36 is her career high. Ensley looking for the kill. Kulig Slipped right by her. The point will go to the Huskies. Maddie Ensley, her 11th kill, 10th kill of the day.
Come on, we need some spark out here.
Bishop setting up Anderson. She taps that one over. Martin looking for the kill. And the point goes there to the Huskies. Going on another bit of a run, leading 10-5 in set number 4. Bay serving. Anderson receives. Holden going up for the kill, denied at the net front. The block put up by Wilmus.
That they haven't had in a while. And I think that's been proven today, the resiliency and the all-out pin-to-pin control on the net line. It's, you know, it's really special. And I think that will allow Washington to start to turn the tide, start to win some matches, and get back in the running here for the Big Ten.
Bayes still serving, and a service error there for Lauren Bayes, so Michigan State will get the point coming out of that timeout.
And that, Marin, breaks the tie in service errors that we had at 6, the 7th for the Huskies, and not in a timely manner.
Anderson serve out. So service errors will go right back to 7 and 7.
I suppose that's wiping the slate clean, right? I mean, you get to a situation, if you're Michigan State, where you're, you know, down to 5, and you have a look at a service run, but give it away.
And once again, another service error there as Wilson checks in, sends that one to the net. The service errors may come down to this one, Brian, of these teams now just going back and forth.
No, this is crazy. You're right. Marin, we're going back and forth like an argument here. Washington and Michigan State, I mean, just can't serve the ball in the court. And let's see if Holden can do it.
What a great dig there by Bush. Making the run to keep that ball alive, but right there, the kill from the Spartans. Julia Bishop with the kill. She has been showing up defensively and offensively for this Michigan State squad. Just sending that one over onto some open floor. Holden with the serve. Lindsay tapping it over. Yosia to Hold'em. The block put up by Bush and Wessels. And another block there from the Huskies to get the point.
You know, Marin, to sit here and consider that it's 16 now for the Huskies, total blocks, just hard to imagine. Hard to imagine after what we've seen through the first 4 matches, and especially consider the other night.
Hensley serve received by Hold'em. Preston looking for the kill. Blocked in the net, but the Spartans get it over to Washington's side. And just tapped down there by Michigan State. I believe that was Duzema. Get the point for Michigan State, get a look at that right here. Able to get that height and just tap it down.
And that's really hard, Marin. When you have Duzema and as well Taylor Preston on that outside position going against the single block of Bush, good luck, really. She was hung out to dry there, and Michigan State finds a way to put it down.
You'll see with the serve received by Bayes. Over by Bush. Bolton keeps it alive, but that one sent out of bounds. Point will go to the Huskies. A nice dig there from Hurd, but didn't get it up high enough. Wilson can finish off in Michigan State with the point. Julia Bishop going back to serve.
Yeah, Kulig has a look, and then from that side, it's Preston again. You know, it's really good to see Michigan State throw this different movement at Washington.
And right there, Barton gets her 16th kill of the day. There is no stopping Kirsten Barton. Hitting now over 400. Harry checks in to serve for the Huskies. Bishop setting up Kulig. Kulig gets a fake. Anderson getting that one there off the hands of the Huskies. And Anderson and Barton just matching each other, 16 kills each. Taylor Preston to serve for Michigan State. Preston serve received by Barton. Barton looking for the kill. Dug up by Bishop, but sent out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, a back set from Howry leading to the 9 zone that was just captivating from the right side pin. I mean, that is one that's really difficult to read and react to, especially in that case. Michigan State didn't have a blocker up front either.
Received by Yosia, and right there going for the kill was Kulig. The Spartans answering back. And set up there by who else but Julia Bishop. I have to correct myself from earlier, close to her season high, not career high, in assists at 33 at the moment. Season high 36 at Indiana. Tapped over by Hunt. Fully dug it up but sent that one back and out of bounds. Huskies leading 17-12 in set number 4. Looking to come away with the win.
Yeah, that they are, Marin. And, you know, on that one, it seemed to me, and it's happened a few times, where Michigan State's coverage getting confused, Foley dives in front, leads to a shank pass.
Bishop over to Hold'em. Block put up by the Huskies. Anderson going for the kill. That one off Bays, and she sends that one out of bounds. Point Michigan State. Anderson to serve. Received. Just tapping that over was Wilmus, and Foley couldn't make it down in time. Her teammate saying, that's okay, shake that one off. Good job on Foley, though. She has been all over the court tonight for the Spartans. Wilson to serve. Foley receives. Setting up Anderson, she's just gonna tap that one over. From her knees, dug up by Bays. Ensley gets it over, kept alive by Foley, and what a dig there from Bays, but she couldn't get that one high enough. Point Michigan State.
No, and Marin, let me say here that I truly believe, as Kayla Foley now checks out, that was the best pass on the first touch, the serve receive, that I have seen in this match today. Right into the slotted 6 zone for Bishop. She had all of the hitting options in system. It was just perfect.
And Taylor Hold'em right there with the service ace for Michigan State. So the Spartans making this a close one. Washington leading 18-15. Hold'em will go back to serve once again.
Yeah, talk about timeliness, right? And you know, showing that these two teams have heart.
Ensley going for the kill right there, and it's stays in. Point for the Huskies.
Wow, I mean, a line shot there. It's hard to do better than that.
Maddie Ensley has a lot of power. She'll set up for the serve. And a service error there, so point for Michigan State.
Well, Michigan State, Marin, was given a gift right there. I mean, Ensley put that one away, and to see the serve return immediately to them off the hand of Ensley, I would be curious to know if Michigan State and Yosia has a topspin jump serve on hand right here. We've seen a float all game long.
Yosia with the serve. Barton to Wilson to Bush, tapping that over. Yosia, Bishop setting up Preston, but the block put up by Bush and Wessels. Washington now at 20.
No, and Marin, it's clear. It is very clear that the most successful offense for Michigan State today, that's lacking errors, lacking blocks, is the middle. The pins are just smothered from Washington.
Right there just at the net. And there, that ball going over. It's called out. Point goes to Washington. Spartans aren't too happy with that one.
No, they're not, and they were demanding a touch call, which, in all fairness, I think that might deserve a second look. That being said, what was called on the floor, which is fair, is that it...
Huskies leading 21-16. Katie Wessels to serve, received by Anderson. Bishop sets up Preston. The block right there for the Huskies, and they are ecstatic. These dogs are barking. 22-16 in set number 4.
No, and the recipe was simple right here. You see Bush close it, and then as well Hunt at the net front, but it started with Wessels serving it in the court. She's had trouble with serving accuracy thus far this year. Today, she's been excellent.
Also another serve, and a service error there, so the point to Michigan State. That will be 10 service errors now for the Huskies. If they can come away with this win, that's definitely something Coach Gabriel will want to talk about with her team. Bishop serving for Michigan State, received by Barton. Wilson setting up Hunt, and Hunt with a masterful kill there, the freshman. Gets her 6th of the day. 23-17. Lucia receives. Bishop setting up Anderson. Anderson sending that one out, but tipped off a Husky. Point Michigan State.
Yeah, and as soon as it scratches the block, Marin, it's difficult for her to jump leaping off the floor and catch up to that one just at her shorter stature in the back row. That's where the block for Washington worked against them because the back row couldn't recover.
Taylor Preston serving. Received by Barton. Wilson setting up Hunt. Bishop couldn't get that one cleanly to Kulig. And we are at match point now.
No, and Bishop's in great position to read this one. It's another opportunity where do you overhand pass it or do you use the platform? And, you know, it's a matter of choice there. She tries the overhand thing and just close.
Barton to serve. Hold'em receives. Bishop. Anderson taps that one over. Bush to Wilson. And Bishop couldn't get down. And the Huskies will win it. Their first journey to East Lansing, and they come out with a well-earned victory, Brian.
No, they do.